welcome to the special episode of the DHFL Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards 2015, an annual nationwide search to identify and recognize school students who've made a positive difference in their communities through voluntary service. This is our way of appreciating all you students for your valuable contribution. This year we received over 5,000 applications, each being special in its own way. These students have achieved what many people out there, young and old, can never dream of achieving. This platform is just the beginning of a bright and a promising future for these students. Our jury members are personalities from all walks of life. Their skill sets will allow them to shortlist students based on relevant questions on their projects, after which we will narrow it down to 2 finalists in the individual category and 1 in the group category. The national honorees will win a fabulous prize of an all-expense-paid return trip to Washington, D.C. The esteemed jury comprises Mr. Neil Wilson, the COO of PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ms. Dinu Raheja, Program Director, the Global Education and Leadership Foundation, Ms. Meenakshi Gupta, Co-founder Goonj, a non-governmental organization based in Delhi, Ms. Meenakshi Batra, CEO, Charities Aid Foundation, Ms. Nalini Singh, well-known senior journalist, Mr. Chetan Bhagat, best-selling author and youth icon. And now for the real action, let's head straight to the Mediaplex Auditorium where the selection process is about to begin.
अमनदीप, ये जो आपने ड्रग्स के ख़िलाफ़ जो कदम उठाया, तो ये बताएं कि जब आपके पिताजी खुद ही ड्रग्स लेने लगे थे तो घर में माहौल फिर क्या हो गया था? कितने साल वो लेते रहे?
मैम 2-3 महीने लेते रहे और जब पिताजी को जेल में डाल दिया गया तो माताजी को भी चोट लग गई, तो घर के हालात बहुत बुरे थे। और फिर मेरे परिवार के हालातों ने मुझे इंस्पायर किया कि मैं लोगों को ड्रग्स के ख़िलाफ़ अवेयर करूं कि जो आज हमारे घर में हो रहा है और वो कल किसी और के घर में ना हो। इसीलिए मैंने सोचा और ड्रग्स के खिलाफ में कैंपेन निकाली मैंने।
Yash, would you like to tell us a little bit about what is the project that you've been involved in?
The project on which I am working is about children rights. I am educating slum children and providing tuitions to the children of government school and promoting them to learn and know their rights. And I am also working that everyone, whether a child labor or a medium child, knows their rights and they have a right to stand for their rights.
Where do you teach these 25 kids?
Near my society, in the ground, I have a group of slums. There I teach them.
What are some of the challenges you have faced, apart from the fact that people don't support you? What other challenges have you faced?
The parents of the children didn't send their students to me as they thought that I will take money. They thought that they will not learn anything. And they thought that they will only do agriculture work, not anything else like studying.
Do you think people want to cling on to things that are useless and cluttering up their homes, but not giving them up to you.
मैम फ्रैंकली अगर मैं आपको बताऊँ, मेरे खुद के घर के अंदर ही ऐसा लाइक मेरी मम्मी दादी नानी वगैरह सभी मतलब हमेशा कहती हैं कि एक काम करो, फेंको मत, आज नहीं तो कल काम आ जाएगा, पर इट जस्ट ऑक्यूपाइंग स्पेस, गैदरिंग डस्ट, सो उसका यूज़ नहीं है. तो लोगों को लगता है कि अगर हम इसे दे भी देंगे, what will he do? What's his gain?
Did you feel odd? Did people come and make comments on you?
Sir, firstly I felt really odd. Like sir, at Delhi Heart, one lady told me that beta mom ने pocket money देनी बंद कर दी. So I was like, I felt bad. Then my father and mother told me that you have to do it. Come on, people will say you have to do it for a good cause.
Tell us about your work.
I had collected donation to the Cancer Society, and there were many cancer patients who were very sick, and even the sick people around us. So I had collected a lot of donation to them, and I had collected from different kinds of people.
Did you meet with any of the patients, or you just went and gave the money?
I met a cancer patient. So, but I felt bad. I was feeling very bad to see them. I had talked to that person. I talked to her, and she also felt bad. But after I told her that I had collected donation for you people, so she was little happy, and even I got a smile from her face. So even I had that much smile.
What's better, to spend time or to give money?
To give money.
Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did really well.
Thank you. All the best.
There is a difference between your background and the children that you are in touch with and teaching. What is the way one creates a bridge? And I'm talking about privilege and lack of privilege, and you understand it. So what is the best way of doing that?
I personally have never had a hard time connecting with my students, despite, of course, the extremely privileged background I come from and the fact that they face a lot of struggles. But I have at times noticed instances where I've had to wake up to the reality of the fact that, like, can I give you an instance? I do this lesson on rainforests where I push all my students to answer the question, is it a good idea that, so I have this giant chart with this watercolor picture of a man chopping down trees in the Amazon. And I asked the kids that if I was that man who was chopping down trees, is there anything you'd like to say to me to maybe stop me? And I have each student come up and talk about like why they think it's a bad idea for people to chop down trees. There was a boy called Sunny, but he stood up and he said that if you stopped chopping trees, how would you feed your family? And that was the minute it kind of hit me that as a 9-year-old student, he had already realized the importance of a day-to-day living. And I don't think I realized that entirely yet, because I've never had to live in the kind of situation where I wondered where my next meal will come from.
Kati, why don't you tell us a little bit about your project and what's got you interested in the environment?
I have made initiative to spread awareness among people to protect our environment by distributing pamphlets, handwritten, and going to their door-to-door camping.
Pamphlets themselves are on paper, which destroys forests. So did that occur to you? And if it does occur, then what will you do about it?
I have made some papers, and who had computers, I have even emailed them, because I don't want to waste so many papers. Who didn't have computers, some are there. I have emailed them like that or messaged.
Nitesh, you've got a fairly diverse group of things that you've actually done. What started you off down this track?
My first event, it's the fundraiser I did for underprivileged children diagnosed with cancer. I did door-to-door campaigns, and I felt really shy asking people for contribution. That was a campaign where I began to change.
after all this? What would you like to do next?
So my main goal right now is rvhuman.com, 98.3 FM. We have a Lend Your Voice campaign where you can read audiobooks for underprivileged blind children. So that's what I'm focusing on right now.
Thanks.
Adrish, so what is this financial management that you teach to women who earn very little?
In Calcutta and West Bengal, a large problem is that people are scared of going to the bank because of the numerous chit funds, chit scams, and so they're scared to even go to a bank, and they think it's not a good thing to go to a bank and save money. So what I tried to do was I learned about savings accounts and current accounts and PPF accounts, and I told them what interest was and how banks work and how it can be beneficial to them, how in the long run saving some money and spending lesser money than the whole amount of your income can help you. And also I tried to identify their individual needs, because I didn't sit with all the 28 women in a group. I spoke with them individually. So different people had different familial needs and wanted something different from life. So according to that, I counseled them from whatever I knew for what I could tell them.
How do you plan to take this on?
Started off with training 5 other juniors from my school from class 10 and 11 on the different ways of counseling and how to explain the different things about banks and financial managements in Bengali or Hindi, and also the way in which you have to apply for a PAN card or an Aadhaar card and get the bank accounts done, because it's not very easy for people under the age of 18 to actually go get the forms. So I've passed what my knowledge was on to 5 other individuals who were very interested as well and wanted to help. Now I have approximately 25 people who are working with different groups of women in the different vocational training programs. And so what I've done is I'll always be in contact with my school, and I know these people, so I want to ensure continuity of care through other school students as well.
Why financial awareness? I mean, out of these women must be facing other difficult issues like their health issues, their domestic violence or education. Why financial awareness?
Below the poverty line, 70% of the population is actually women, is what statistics show. And a study which was done in the US shows that women, when they earn and have their own income and power over their own finance, they're likely to spend approximately 80% of that on their own children's health care, food, and schooling, whereas a male person would actually only spend 30% of their income on children. So empowering women to be able to use their income for themselves and for their children not only helps the women themselves, but their children and our future generation. And the only way to get out of this cycle of rampant poverty is through things like education and through healthcare. So by empowering the women, it not just helps them, but it helps the future generation of children. So that's why I really wanted to address this problem of financial management.
Wonderful idea that you had of the TED Talks, and you've called it TEDx. So how did this idea come about? It's an excellent idea.
So I didn't call it TEDx. Actually, TEDx is an initiative of the TED conference that happens in California. And I applied for a license to become a TEDx licensee and host events in the name of TED in my community, which is in my school. And I was wondering why we hadn't been made to watch this before, or how we could bring that to a community like us, because I grew up in a very different background. I grew up in an affluent family in Bombay, and then I go to an affluent school. So how do I change the mindset of the people in that school, the people who have those resources, and how I can bring, like, all of them couldn't have the experience that I had of going to this ancestral place and seeing what the real problems are. They're all living in their bubbles. So how can I bring those problems to a platform like TEDx and help ignite minds of the audiences and the people who come to watch my events.
Doesn't TED or TEDx sometimes become very elitist? Like, you know, it's amongst the high end of society that comes and attends these talks, they watch them, and is it sometimes loses the purpose, you think? TED in general, not your effort, but I'm just saying in general, are these talks are in English, they are on YouTube, are they really going to have a ground level impact? Or
I think so, because a lot of these talks actually get translated and more communities are working towards making it available at grassroots levels. Now we have more TEDx events in rural India rather than in urban areas, because that's where the need for that local dialogue is required. And even our talks that we have on YouTube from TEDx EMWS are translated into Hindi and are available because TED has an open translation project that helps us translate all of these talks.
What are your future plans? Where do you want to take it from here?
I've done TEDx EMWS in my school for the past 3 years now, and we've also trained a whole new team to continue the work over here. But I've applied to universities abroad, and I'm most probably going to Tufts University, and they don't have a TEDx there, so I plan to start a TEDx at my university next.
Difficult to understand your project because I think you do a lot of things. So do you want to tell us what it is? Is it more health? Is it more math, science, education?
Education is just not getting literate. You need to have your health with you. You need to be physically all right. You need to have mental stability, everything together. That's what makes the health. But as far as in India, the government schools are in so low grade in comparison to what I study. If God has given me a privilege to be in a private school, maybe God has given you a privilege to go ahead and help those people who do not have ability or maybe capability to go inside a private school. So I was helping them study math, science, whatever they wanted me to do. There's a basic curriculum and stuff. And then along with that, music, used to teach music. I believe the music is it's a language which you don't need to understand. You don't need to know, but you can understand. It's basically communication of your heart. And if you got that thing inside you, you got everything.
Every student's contribution has helped make the society a better place. And while winning seems important, it is equally important to have participated.
When a little girl is being attacked, do you think she'll have time to blow the whistle?
It's not actually a conventional whistle. There's a conventional whistle at the front of it as well, but it's a battery operated button whistle.
हमारा प्रोजेक्ट है एडा। हमने इनको रोकने के लिए आसपास के गांव में जाकर पोस्टर बांटे, तो अभी भी हम जारी रखेंगे ताकि ये पूरा समाप्त हो जाए।